Hello, this is Garrett teacher, and this is another 홉스쿨 reading time. How are you feeling today? Are you ready? Have you heard of the new movie out? It's called Grinch. Just like this story we're going to read today. But this story was written a long time ago, before the movie came out. Actually, this is the third movie they made from this book. So it's very popular, this book. All right, let's start the story. And this is the story. It's how the Grinch stole Christmas. Stole. He took it without asking, right? He just stole it. And it's by Dr. Seuss. How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Maybe this is the Grinch when he was a kid, hiding behind the Christmas tree. All right, let's start. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. And for this story has lots of words which are a little confusing, so I'll try to explain some of the words, but not all of the words. Like this, who, this is not talking about a who as in the question, but it's the type of character in the story. They're called who's. This is a who. And Whoville is the town where they live in. So I'll explain a little bit, but not every word, because there's so many words in this story that are interesting. Maybe you could ask your homeroom teacher a little bit more about the words. Yes. All right. But the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. He's all alone by himself. This is his cave. He doesn't even live in a home. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, his shoes were too tight. Ah, my shoes. I don't like Christmas, my shoes are too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Why did he hate Christmas? Because maybe these reasons. Maybe his heart is too small, 2 sizes. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's. People down here, right? Staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. So a wreath is like pine tree branches in a circle. That's a wreath. And they're hanging their stockings. He snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinchy fingers nervously drumming. He's nervous. Christmas is coming, oh no. And he's drumming his fingers. Drum, 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 drum. I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow, he knew, Mary, Mary, all the Who's, girls and boys who wake bright and early, they rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise! Oh the noise, 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 noise! Boom, 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 boom! Pop, pop, pop! Wow, wow, wow! Pew, pew! Bling, bling, bling! Wow, look, yeah, there's so much noise on Christmas, right? That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise! Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. Feast is a lot of food, right? It's a feast. And they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on who pudding and rare roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. Oh, he did not like the pudding or the roast beast. He hated it. Hated it. And then they do something he liked least of all. Least of all, the very least. He did not like this. What are they doing? What are they doing, everyone? Who stand close together with Christmas bells ringing, ding, 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 ding. That they'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. The more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I've put up with it now. So put up means he hated Christmas so long, but each year he did not do anything. He put up with it. Can you say that? Put up. He put up with Christmas. Oh, I hate it, but I'll just keep going. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? How do you think he's going to do it? Let's think about the title. How the Grinch, stole Christmas. Then he got an idea. An awful idea. Awful means really bad. Awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do. The Grinch laughed in his throat. And he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked. What a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick, or Santa Claus. All I need is a reindeer. The Grinch looked around. Where's a reindeer? But since reindeer are scarce, that means not very many, scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No! The Grinch simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. Oh, who did he use to make it? Let's read in the story. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog, Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Aw, poor puppy dog. Aw. Then he loaded some bags and some empty sacks on a ramshack sleigh. Here's his sleigh. And he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up!" It means go. Giddy up! And the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All their windows were dark. There's no lights, right? They're sleepy. Quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, there's maybe a square of houses. This is the first one, right? This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, right? He hissed, this is stop number 1. And he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. There he is, he's ready to go down. Oh no, he's gonna take the stockings and the presents and the candy canes and the tricycle. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck. I can't move, I'm stuck. Only once, for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue. This is the fireplace where people have fires. It's nice and warm. Where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Pluck, 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 pluck. Look, they're all sleeping, and here he's stealing everything. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant. That means not nice looking. His smile does not look very pretty, right? You can say unpleasant. Around the whole room, and he took every present. Pop guns, bicycles, roller skates, drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch, very nimbly, kind of means carefully, nimbly, stuffed all the bags, one by one, up the chimney. Here's the chimney. He's taking them away. Next page. Then he slunk to the icebox. Why is it called an icebox? Maybe because a long time ago, people used ice, actually, in their refrigerator to keep things cold. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out that icebox as quick as a flash. So he's very quick in taking everything. Why, that Grinch even took their last can of Who hash. So he took all the cans. You see them here. And this food, everything. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. That means happily, with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the whoo, whoo, the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, little Cindy Lou who was not more than 2. She's not even 2 years old. That the Grinch had been caught. Oh no, I'm caught by this tiny Who daughter who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? And right now, let's take a break for a little bit, and you can come back for the second part of our video and see what happens at the end. Yes, thank you for joining our 홉스쿨 reading time. See you next time. Bye-bye.